By now, PBC has figured out that this propaganda stuff ain't gonna work. No matter how they want to wrap their heads around this, it's not gonna work. Because it's still something that Team Ennis has to address. You know, while they chasing Crawford. And this is hell of a time to chase Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But it's still something that they blatantly don't address. First of all, you're chasing basically the #1 guy in the sport at this time, who's so high up, whose bill is so high, there's no way you can go into business with him because there's nothing that you offer. So you're trying to negotiate business with a guy who's so high up in the sport versus a guy who haven't even left the starting line. Jaron hasn't even left the starting line. And you trying to do business with the second, third, first, whatever you say, most prominent boxer in boxing. And you expect him to come down and do business to you, but you offer nothing. Everything you offer, he already has. And the only thing you have to offer is hype. How can you offer hype to the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, 2-time undisputed lineal champion? How can you offer him hype? Because you're not offering him nothing else. There's nothing on your resume to offer. And you don't have the money to cover his fee that he has rightfully earned and put in the work for. So what power do you have of negotiation? Why nobody don't ask this? What's your power? What's your bargaining chip? Watch them be like, well, Jaron is pretty good. That ain't enough. This is business. What do you bring? All you bring is hype. That's it. That's not enough for Crawford. He got all the clout in the world right now. So what are you going to give him? There's nothing that you can give him. And let me add one more thing to this. For years, y'all say Crawford messed up. For years, you say Crawford has signed with the wrong people. For years, you said if Crawford signed with PBC, he'll get the fights. Jaron Ennis is living proof that that was a lie. Do I need to repeat that? Do I need to repeat it? Jaron Ennis proves that's a lie because he's over there with PBC and he still can't get no fights. He still can't get no fights. But y'all wanted Crawford to run over there to get a fight. But here you got Jaron Boots Ennis and he can't get a fight. And this is the other crazy part about it. Besides from Crawford, everybody else you call out is on your side of the street. Make it make sense. Everybody else you call out is on your side of the street. So how you can't get no business done with them? See, you being advised the same way the WBC is advising Jamal to do what he does. I see it. See, these guys, they already told you just sit back and relax. We got you. Jaron Ennis is going to be a champion. Don't worry about it. He ain't going to have to go through all this. We got him. Just sit and chill. Continue to call out Crawford. So it'll cover up the fact that you're not fighting nobody in the meantime, in between time. But as long as we say that you calling out Crawford and Crawford's not giving you a shot, then that'll be the excuse for the reason you keep fighting John Doe number 300. I know what it is. The question is, if you can't get Crawford's, what's the next best thing? We never had this conversation. Who's the next best opponent? You're not going to get Crawford. You're too high up. He's in the Canelo realm right now. Crawford, Canelo, Gervonta, Anthony Joshua, they in their own world. They're the highest up right now. Okay? They could pretty much, they're in their own world. So what do you look like, somebody who ain't left the finish line, trying to get a fight with him? When you ain't put the work in, you ain't proved nothing. Once again, we just going off hype. And be careful. Be careful, y'all. This is the same way Errol Spence was engineered. Errol Spence legend and hype didn't come from what he did inside the ring. Errol Spence legend come from Floyd Mayweather sparring rumors. That's where his legend came from. It never came from something he did inside the ring. And I see y'all doing Jaron Boots Ennis the same way. Yeah, he good. He good as shit. That's besides the point. If he's so good, how is he this far in and ain't had no halfway decent fights yet? How is this possible? The team must not believe in him like that. You know what I'm saying? And how come Stephen Espinoza, the same person that said that Crawford and Black Prime wasn't offering you nothing, how come he can't give you no fights? I mean, you showing loyalty for him. Why do you have to beg for fights that's on the same side of your street? But y'all want a Crawford to sign to this. Make it make sense. Crawford's not holding up this man's career. He holding up his self-career. Because you go to the next best thing. I understand the PBC formula, man. I do. I understand the formula. I know how to work it. And I told y'all, you want to get some buzz behind Jaron Boots in his name because he's too meek, he's too shy, he's too humble to sell himself, which most boxers is. It ain't nothing wrong with that other than you only going to get so far. You put him with somebody who can sell. Who do you got over there who could really make some noise and bring some attention to a fight? I think you got Blair Cobbs over there. I said this before. It's not about the competition. It's about his mouthpiece and his ability to bring other people in eyes. Blair Cobbs was able to strum up enough hype for himself. If he would have won that fight, everybody would have been talking about him, but he lost. But he built all that up and had all eyes on him just based off of him running his damn mouth. Have him run his mouth like that for Jaron and set up the fight. He gonna bring all the eyes, he gonna bring all the attention, he gonna do all the talking that Jaron can't. And that's the way you can put him out here. Like I said, I understand the PBC formula. I know why you put Jose Benavidez with Charlo. I understand. I understand why you put Pitbull Cruz with Tank Davis. I get how y'all work now. So what I said should actually make sense. Now, if you can't get a fight with him and y'all on the same side, I mean, my God, man. But all this complaining, this, that, last time I checked, you didn't petition to fight Crawford. You petitioned to fight Errol Spence twice. He's on your side of the street and you're loyal to Showtime. So how come you couldn't get the fight? How come you couldn't get the fight? But one thing I do know, I'm not gonna let you use an excuse of that you can't get a fight with one of the top boxers in boxing and you haven't done nothing. It's no shocker you ain't getting no shot there. I'm not gonna let you use that as an excuse to keep fighting John Doe number 555. Give me something. I don't care how small. But you got to do better than what you're doing. But you can't use, we're not getting a shot at these guys to keep fighting damn near nobody. That's not a good enough excuse no more. And if you loyal to Showtime, have Showtime show their loyalty to you. But I know what they promised you. Sit tight, we got you. Don't worry, you're going to be a world champion whether they fight you or not. I see what's going on. Jaron, you ain't really trying to go for it. You're not. You're sitting back you finna take some hand-me-downs, bro. I see it 100 miles away, bro. I can tell what's going on. And your excuse is doing so, we just keep Crawford name in his mouth, keep saying it's his fault, keep saying these guys is not fighting us and whatever and whatnot. And in the meantime, we gonna keep doing this little shit till we get till somebody throw us a bone and we can fight for one of these vacant belts or some shit like that. When Crawford wanted to fight with Spence, what'd he do? He ran up on him. Did he not? You can do the same.